All right, we are back. I don't know. Did it take forever for it to go live on your end?
No,
Oh, it did on mine. I don't know what the deal is. So how's it going, Zach? You're getting ready for the Worlds right now. You're
I'm
leaving
leaving
tomorrow
tomorrow
morning
at 11 a.m. Yeah,
at
this is
11
the
a.m.
last thing I'm doing before I leave.
Well, that's good. I really do appreciate you spending time and doing the podcast. I figured if you had time, if not, we'd do one. We're still going to do one dedicated to the Worlds once you get back. But yeah, I think a little bit of a Worlds preview would be fun. I'm going to talk about a rough day that I had racing yesterday. Dude, I haven't had that rough of a day in a while. Oh, Juggalo checking in. How's it going, Juggalo? Yeah, man, I haven't had that rough of a day in quite a long time. But before we get into it, the weekend in November or Saturday, November 16th, Southern Minnesota RC Raceway is having their turkey shootout. It's an indoor carpet race. They're going to have 17.5 buggy, intermediate, and expert, four wheel 13.5. 13.5 stadium, 13.5 SET, and super minis. $20 a class. Doors open at 8:30. Races start at 11. There's going to be awards, concessions, and vending machine with an on-site hobby shop. For more information, go to Southern Minnesota RC Raceway on Facebook and check them out. Dude, that's where I raced all summer long.
And did
Freaking,
they have like any charging products in this hobby shop?
they do not. So, I'll tell you the story off air because it's not a nice story. They were
Okay.
gonna with the competitor, and you know the competitor.
Oh, I see. I see. Well,
And I'm glad they. Speaking of charging products, finally pulled the trigger on a
oh, right.
toolkit charger. I bought it off your website, and it was so freaking easy
Yeah.
because
So go
go
ahead.
ahead. I clicked on the charger, and then you have the option just to buy the charger. Well, I don't have cables for that particular charger. So I bought cables for the charger as well. And it was super easy just to go through step by step by step. Be like, I don't want it. I want this. I want that. Add to cart, check out, and done. And I am excited to get because a lot of people are like, oh, you're excited for a charger. I haven't bought a charger in 10 years. And you know what's funny? The wheel on my 406 has been working flawlessly now. I think I'm
What
going to keep
what
it as
charger did you buy, Joe?
the M8. Let me get the exact number.
M8D. And why did you
M
buy the charger?
M8D.
What made you interested about it?
What made me interested about it was my teammate, your team driver, Evan Tapp, on his Facebook page. I looked
Mm.
at it. I'm like, Evan, what the heck is that thing? And he explained it to me. Now, I was going through some of the features, and you said I might need something special to do this. But one of the features that makes me really interested about this charger is because let's say you have an iffy lipo that you don't really want to charge anymore. There is a mode on this charger to kill the lipo so it will become non-volatile and safe. That is pretty cool. But other than that, it has a touch screen. It does it looks like it does everything with a really nice simplicity. It seems to have, even though without a discharge bank, it seems like it has a little bit higher discharge rate than the iCharger. So I'm kind of excited to try this thing out. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I agree. I think it's a cool charger. If I was gonna get another charger, I probably would not get this one. I would get a charger without a power supply, but I think this
yeah.
one's really cool.
Well, and again, I was looking at the bigger one, the big, uh,
Q6.
yeah, with the wireless charge, or yeah, with the wireless charger
Mhm.
on the back of it. That was a really cool charger as well, but it's like it just if I need to charge at a high rate, I want to be able to.
Mm.
And that doesn't quite have the same push as the M8D.
Yeah.
But other than that, it looks like an excellent charger as well. So, which one would you go? One without a power supply. So, which one would you particularly go with?
I would probably do the M60 AC.
Okay.
If I was gonna do another charger with a power supply, I'm kind of up in the air between the M8D and the M60.
Okay.
The
So,
M60 is like a little bit bigger than a business card. Like this is my
yep.
phone.
Yeah.
It is smaller than my phone.
Oh, you know
It's
what
like
else?
twice as thick, but still.
Yeah. What also really impressed me with the M8D, it's got a super fast charging USB-C port on it.
Yeah, that was really impressive.
Yeah.
65 watt.
Yeah.
Um, yeah,
So
that's
that
really
works.
it's
I
cool.
mean, everything besides RC stuff is USB-C, and you got a ton of the stuff at the track anyway.
Yeah, I struggle with um like when we work on new products, I struggle on whether to go USB-C like the rest of the world is going, or
Yep.
stick with USB-A like RC is stuck in.
Right, right. Doug Reek checking in. So before we get into the worlds, and we got a few news things, but I also want to say though, I was going to go with, I want to get the charger correct. I would have gone with the 458 Duo, no problem. Because it's just an upgrade of what I have now, but I just want to try something different. And the price is super reasonable on those toolkit chargers.
Yeah, they retail at 140.
Yeah. Jacob Schweisberger checking in. I was going Jacob. So last night was my first race at the hobby farm, and it was ridiculously bad for me. Not the track, not any, it was me and my car.
Why'd you suck, Joe?
I qualified dead last. I haven't done that in years and years and years and year. I qualified dead last, and I finished both qualifiers. I should put an emphasis on that. I have qualified last and did not finish qualifiers. That happens. So I'm like, all right. Austin and I were looking at my car. We're making adjustments. I make it through the D pretty easily. And then I'm in the C main, and I'm like, my car is feeling really good. I felt like I was going to make it out of that C main into the B and potentially into the A. Halfway through the C main, my car starts snapping in turn one, just starts looping really bad. I'm like, huh. And I let off, and it kept looping really bad. It's like, well, this sucks. So I did not make it out of the C main. But you know what? I don't know what it is about that oval car. Like most cars, I would just put it away until maybe the day before the next race day. I started tearing it apart this morning,
Yeah,
and
what'd you find?
nothing,
Mm, means you
nothing
missed
yet,
some.
nothing
Yeah.
yet. So I looked, I tore apart the rear end, and I started looking at components like bearings. Do I have a bind and a hinge pin? Do I have a bind here? Do I have a bind there? Everything in the rear end is fine. Um, there is a couple little funky things. I really, I don't think it would cause that, but it doesn't help by any means. So I got some parts ordered for it for the rear end. And then I'm going to start going through the front end once I get the rear end totally complete. I don't know, man. I have
Did
not
you
had
check your
this.
tires?
What was that?
Did you check your tires to see if they came unglued?
Yes, and no, they did not.
Huh. That's always my first thing. Like when my car's doing weird stuff, I'm like,
Yep.
it's the tires.
Yep. And I was sitting there thinking it, and what was what was happening though? It was weird because it was super loose in one and looping in one. But it's like, all right, I straighten out. I'm not up to speed coming out of two, but 3 to 4, I'm balls to the wall, like going for it, and it's fine. It was just in turn one. Maybe I was hitting a line wrong and maybe hitting a little bit of a slimy spot. I don't know.
Hmm.
Yeah, but it got me working. So I'm going to be ready for the next club race. That's for sure.
Nice.
Benjamin James check it in. Ben Humphrey and Sean check it in. Sean's getting that RC Fun Time thing going pretty good on TikTok right now, Zach. I know you're not on TikTok, but yeah, he's got it going pretty good on there right now. So check out RC Fun Time on Facebook and TikTok because he's doing the shorter interview deals. You've done one, haven't you, Zach?
I think so. Sean, maybe you remember a little better than I have.
I've done one a long time ago, but it was fun. I enjoyed it.
I think we did, but it's been a while.
Yeah.
Eh.
So, anyways, enough about my
Oh,
crappy
I'm
oval experience. Let's talk about you heading off to the Worlds tomorrow morning.
right. I'm hoping my memory's better than it is with Sean because apparently I've done two and I don't remember them. Sorry, Sean. Yeah, so my bags are packed. They're over there. Um, I kind of wish I would have checked two bags instead of, oops, sorry, shipping. So I shipped a box of consignment products to the
Mhm.
Worlds. The weight limit for the $30 check bag is 50 pounds.
Yep.
For 51 pounds, you have to pay $70 more or
Oof.
$100 total.
Why don't you just do 2 check bags at 50 a piece then?
You should have. I should have. Yes, that is my mistake. Because the second one is $40. So I
Okay.
paid 30 some dollars because I was trying to get the product there before I got there on Monday evening. It's not even going to show up till Tuesday now. So
Oh,
I paid like $35 my cost
yep.
on discounted shipping to get this giant box of stuff there. It's not going to show up until too late. Well, not too late, but not
Well,
when
yeah.
I want it to.
You're gonna have one less day to. So, is it just a bunch of like pre-made charge leads, lipo
Mhm.
safes, all that stuff?
Yeah, so it's what I sent was amped up charge leads, amped up power cables, lipo bags, um, mm, a few other things. I don't remember off the top of my head. Let's look here. Let's pull this up here.
Yeah, Lay's saying the best cables on the market. I have to agree. Anthony Mangold checking in.
Yeah. Oh, some phone leads.
Phone leads, nice. You know,
3 foot phone leads.
I was gonna give you crap
How come?
when I was ordering my charger on Friday. I wanted to order a shirt, and they were out of stock.
I'm working on it.
I know.
The short answer is that like shirts, when I buy shirts, I buy like $1,000 worth of shirts,
Yep.
and I give away $800 worth of shirts.
Yep.
So it's just not like,
No, I get it.
um, yeah. So I do want to do something. I'm thinking about doing a drop ship style shirt where it's a nice material, same designs we had for the t-shirts.
Okay.
Um, but like somebody uh like I don't have to stock them. So that means they're going to be a little more expensive
Yeah.
because like I think they were $20 or $25 shirts are like somebody would sell them for like 35 or 40 if
Yep.
you look at like other RC brands. But I just like try to make like a little bit of money, like a couple bucks on a shirt.
Yeah.
And like that's okay because I'm not making money off shirts, like that's not my brand.
No.
So
I mean, it's
yeah,
good advertising for you.
it
I
is.
mean,
It's
I
just
have
kind of inexpensive.
it is. I've had people ask me every time I wear, they're like, DRC, what's that? You know what the funniest thing is? So when I asked Mike Garrison to do a batch of decals when I first got sponsored by you, and I said, I need DRC logos. And he's like, what? Because I guess there's a graphics company called DRC as well. He's like,
Mm.
I'm not doing that. I'm like, what do you mean? He didn't know what I was talking. He thought I was trying to get a competitor's decals, get him to print them. It was pretty good.
Ah. Yeah, there's quite a few companies called DRC. I think there's a drag race company called like Drag Race Concepts
Oh, I got you.
that does RC stuff. But yeah, so if you, Joe, if you or anybody you know would like to use our logo tastefully and respectfully, you can go to drcproshop.com,
Hmm.
go under information and frequently asked questions, and then scroll down to see um, the DRC logos, and then you have like 5 or 6 different versions to download and
Nice.
use as you wish.
Nice.
They
Yeah.
kind of look like
And
this,
that's
except they're not metal.
That's the thing. So I had to grab the at first I had to grab the DRC logo for them, put it into a vector maker and send it to them.
Yeah, we have that available.
Yeah, this was way back in the day. I don't know if you had it available
Oh
then. This
no,
was like
this was a couple months ago we put it up.
yeah, this is like 2019.
Sorry,
Matt Del
what's up?
Judas is saying, "Go get him at the World, Zach. Thank you for your support of the Motive Series. Thanks to the Minnesota guys that came down for race 2 in Oshkosh. Ben Toberman, Tyrone Jefferson, and John Weeda. So it sounds like the Motive Series is doing really well for Matt. I'm really happy to hear it, dude. It's on road's coming back. It's slowly, but it is coming back. I think once you buy everything, just well, on-road's fun. I never disliked on-road ever. The affordability's there and the cars are getting so much better. I mean, once you buy the car, you're basically good except for bodies.
Yeah, I mean you have for like any class you have consumables, and
Mhm.
for on road like it's bodies and tires. You go
Yep.
through like some parts, but the bodies and tires aren't like the bodies are more expensive than off-road bodies generally, like buggy or whatever. But the tires are a lot cheaper. They're like 30, 35 bucks a set compared to like 100
Yes,
retail pricing.
exactly. If I
So
were to
and
buy
they last a lot longer.
if I were to buy a new set of tires retail for my fifth scale, tires, foams, and rims, it would be $280.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But the foams and rims are reusable. But that's besides the point. I mean, it's very expensive. Yeah, and on road and everything, nothing ever really dies. Everything goes in a circle. I've never seen anything really die in RC, and I've been in it for
We're about to
quite a
see
while.
drag racing die.
No, it's
Okay.
about to go dormant, and
Oh,
then
my bad.
it'll go back to its roots. And then it'll be rail cars and it'll be super stocks and all that. And it won't be for $10,000 for the winter type bullshit. It'll just be guys racing. You know what I mean? It won't be what it is now.
Well, they cannibalize themselves from
Absolutely.
like day one.
Absolutely they did. Lee's saying, I wish you could get Fargo or on road in Fargo. Lee, you can get a club together. They used to have one. Benjamin saying, we are wrapping up the second season of parking lot racing here near Charlotte. That's fantastic. That's a great way to get people into it as well. Any drawback of using 2S charge lead to charge 1S pack? I've done it. I don't know. What do you think, Zach?
So you should, if you can do it.
Yes.
So you can do it.
Can you just unplug the balance lead?
Yeah. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna get an overall charge. You're not gonna get the balance charge, and it's 1S battery. So we can get into that. Joe, how much time you want me to spend on this?
Just give them the big drawback.
Sure.
Big drawback.
You're not gonna get the same end voltage repeatedly without a 1S balance lead. We do make these cool things called 1S 2S switch, which is a plug and play switch that you can plug into your 2S lead that changes the wiring of it to be able to balance charge your 1S battery to the correct end voltage. Now, 1S batteries do have 2 cells in them, but they're not wired in such to read 2 voltages like your standard 2S battery. So all you're doing with the switch is being able to get the correct end voltage charge consistently and being able to read the internal resistance.
Yep.
Same thing with a 1S lead, except it's specialized for 1S batteries.
Gotcha. Couple more things and we'll get back to you going to the Worlds. I want to see what your head's like, all that stuff, but we're going to answer a couple more questions. Cole is wondering, is there on-road in southern Minnesota? I don't, they were doing it at Blooming Prairie. I'm not sure if he's doing it anymore. He might not be. He might have switched to oval instead of on-road. So it might be oval and off-road at Southern. Lay's saying they got FMRC, but we run off-road and indoor and indoor and outdoor. So Lay's wondering, so could I use that battery adapter to charge a radio battery?
That's a far way off. I was looking to see how far away Duluth was from
from
Minnesota.
Yeah.
But Marshall's pretty close in southern.
Yeah.
Depending on where you're at. You could go to Genesis RC. I don't know where you're at, Cole.
He's in a town called Owatonna. That's where the first Cabela's was. That's what they're.
Okay. Cool.
So,
you could lay well.
Personally, I like to have specific cords.
So let's take a quick second here. You got 2 types of 2S leads. One bullet style, that the balance extension is wired to the connectors directly. That style you can use the switch for. The second style, which is, we'll say, an external balance lead type, that style you cannot use the switch for. So you will need a specific balance lead to be able to do that. Otherwise, you have to charge it without the balance lead plugged in.
Yep.
All right.
Back to the Worlds. We'll catch up with the chat in a little bit. So back to the Worlds. So what's your headspace like? Are you nervous, or are you more excited, or are you just like, meh, it's another race? Or are you going to try to soak it all in? I'm kind of curious.
Yes and no. So my headspace right now is I'm excited for the experience.
Okay.
I'm going there knowing I'm not going to do all that well. I'm going with the goal of not being last.
Right.
I think we talked about that before. So, like, as good as like people think I am and that I may be, I'm no Ronald Volker. I'm not Hagberg. I'm not these guys that are really good.
Right.
I'm a filler guy. I'm the guy who pays for kind of this thing to make it work. I'm good enough to qualify for the Worlds, but like beyond that, meh.
I got you.
So I'm gonna go and try to enjoy the race. This may be the only one I get to enjoy. There's one more coming up in 6 years at the U.S. that may be fun to go to.
Your daughter won't be old enough. I was gonna say that'd be a fun one to bring a kid to, but she'll be 7 maybe. That's not old enough to bring to like Joe 3 just turned 13. That'd be fun to bring him to a Worlds to hang out.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, but at the same time, like you have guys like that are gonna be there right now fighting in the A main that are older than me. I don't know how old Hagrid is, but he's
mhm.
older than I am, I think. I think Volker's older than I am, and I think Reinhardt's older than I am. Yeli's is
Yeah,
gonna be
definitely.
there, and he's got to be close to 45.
Yeah.
I'm not saying like I can make the A main, but I'm saying like maybe I can stay in the talent pool of making worlds for maybe one more after that.
Sure, sure. Robert is saying Alex is 34, so yeah, he is a tick older than you.
Just a little bit. But
Uh,
still,
so who is your prediction for who do you predict is going to come home with the world championship here? 'Cause for
I
me, it's
think
easy. It's easy for me, but I want to hear what you got to say.
well, so I'm gonna
Yeah,
go the other side already. Just hearing that shit.
yeah.
I think Orlovsky's gonna win too, but I'll put my so I'm gonna put Akio
Okay,
as worlds, Orlovsky is second, and Sam is third.
okay. You know, I really want to pick against Orlovsky, but that's like,
It's stupid. I
yeah,
think he's gonna win.
I really do too, because that guy is. I mean, that's like betting against Ungaro right now. You just can't.
I don't think it's as such, but I think it's Ongaro 2 years ago.
Okay, gotcha. You know, there's some
He doesn't have
Reinhardt.
4 world championships. Okay, he
I
doesn't. He's not going into this with 3 world championships, 2 of which are in this class.
right, right. Well, Associated's gonna have a new car, but yeah, I hate to say it, but no.
I don't. Well, Kyle's gonna go in stock. I
Okay.
think Rick's in mod. Rick's probably gonna beat me. If he's running mod, he's probably gonna beat me.
God, that's so crazy. I mean, it's good, but it's so crazy that Rick still goes to Worlds.
I mean, I think it's great for me because
I think it's awesome. How old is
it gives
Rick?
me a chance. Oh,
Rick's got
he's
to be
got to
like
be over 50.
50, 55, around there.
Uh,
Um,
Maybe
so
Robert knows how old Rick is too.
maybe, well, it's kind of funny. So Martin Owen on the Extra Lap RC podcast for a while, he lived in California, and yeah, Rick used to give Martin a ride to the track when Martin was just a little kid, and Martin's my age.
Wow.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
Oh, Lay's wondering
1967.
what was that?
1967.
So
Rick
yeah,
Howard.
he's late 50s.
Yeah,
Ain't
he's
nothing
almost
wrong with
60.
me. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Lay's saying last car he drove was a TC3. Are they all belt or shaft? So they were, are they back to belt or are they all shaft right now?
Other
Or
way, they're all belt. I don't know that one shaft driven car.
I was going to say Osmatics used to be and then they went to belt, right?
Yeah, well, that was almost 10 years ago now.
Really? God damn it.
Yeah, you're getting
Okay.
old, dude.
I'm getting old, but it's fun. Dude, I'm that dude at the open mat with the old man strength. We had a huge open mat today and it was a blast. It's
Ooh.
really shitty weather
Mhm.
and nothing really happening today, so there were like 20 people at open mat. It was awesome.
So there are a couple gyms, and the guy I'm going with is
Yeah.
so our team driver, not so you said earlier Evan's a team driver. He's not.
Yep.
But
I thought it
nothing against
was.
Evan. It's
Yeah.
just you know.
Gotcha.
Anyway, so our actual team driver, Dylan Fugue, and his father, Mark, actually do jiu-jitsu. So we're gonna go to a gym and at least once.
That's so rad. That's gonna be a lot of fun. When God, I need somebody to push me to go when I go to like both times I went to Vegas. My plan was to go to an open mat at Extreme Couture. I think that would be so much fun.
Well, if
And
you come to any of the stuff at Clash or at Hoosier, like the Clash, the Vintage Race, or the Aurora Nationals, you can come to my gym. We'll
oh,
go. I'll beat
absolutely.
you up. You'll be
Yeah.
okay.
I'd say you could come to mine, but the one thing I dislike about the gym I go to, they're not cool with drop-ins.
Oh, no, we get drop-ins all the time.
I know it's one. There's old school things that whatever, it's not my deal. But
Yeah.
yeah. So you know, I'll be honest with you, Zach. I don't think you're gonna make the A, but I don't think you're gonna do like you're shooting not to get last. I'm willing to bet you're in the top 40%. I will be
Oh,
willing to bet.
okay. You know what? I like it. I like your optimism. That's putting unrealistic expectations on the table because I think we're gonna have world champions in the CMA.
Yeah, but world champions win.
Of past, but still, like
You
those
know,
guys that were world champions in the last 20 years are better than me.
yeah, you're right. But now, if you're talking about this dude was a world champ at the first one and whenever it was, 1998, well, you
No,
have
I'm
a
saying
good
like
chance.
2000s moving forward.
Yeah. So when the cars actually resemble something we know of today.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm going top 40%. I think you're going to
All
get
right.
that consistency
You
down.
think I'm gonna make the D main?
Yeah, I could see that
That'd be
absolutely.
nice.
D
I don't
main.
know how many people are going. I don't think that's unrealistic. I only think that's 3 or 4 mains from the bottom. That may be feasible.
I thought there were over 100 entries for this one.
Um,
Well, it's probably over 100 with both classes. I
yeah.
forget that there's a stock class.
I don't even know. Oh, let's go to Roar's Facebook page and find out how many or who the entries are.
Yeah. While you're doing that, we'll catch up with chat. Ben Toberman saying Matt Del Judas, thanks for running such a great series. Dave Shellwig, he was running last night. He goes, older means wiser. Team gray hair at HFRC. Late. No, I agree with this. Boost that testosterone. Us guys over 37 need that. Um, yeah, I agree, dude. I'm going to be getting on TRT sometime soon. I've been testing myself over the years, and last year it was getting fairly low. I was about to go on it last year. My body did something weird. So when you get on testosterone, you don't just test once and then get on it. I tested once, it was low, it was in the threes. And then I tested a second time and it was like 519, 520, and my free testosterone was going up. And then they're like, well, we'll test you for a third time. And whatever that reads, that's what we'll go off of. And it was like 745 the third time I got it tested. Like this was all within 1 week. I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah.
Yeah. So it's looking like there's 60 mod drivers.
60. Okay. So D main would put you in the bottom 40%.
No, it'd be
Yeah.
like,
Aren't they
well,
10
it
car
depends
mains?
where in them. I think so.
Yeah.
But bottom
So,
40% would be like, uh,
well, 60 cars, that would put
C,
you
D,
to
E,
F
F.
main.
No, because E and F, so D would be no D would be okay with me.
Well, yeah, dude. I think you'll do. I think you'll do. I think you're gonna surprise yourself, is what I think.
Dude,
Now,
I'm ready. Let's
are you
go.
are you gonna surprise yourself in a positive way or a negative way? Those are
I'm worried about the amount of track time.
yes. Keenan from the Extra Lap RC podcast checking in. He's gonna, or not
Keenan
Extra
from the
Lap.
No
Jesus,
Name.
the No Name. Oh my God, how did I make that mistake? The No Name RC podcast. Holy crap, dude! I don't know.
Failure.
Lacey saying he got on testosterone. Oh, he was at 185. Holy shit, that's low.
Where are you at, Joe? I missed the whole thing.
Where am I at testosterone? Depends on the time of the week. Last year when I got tested, it was in between low 300s to mid 700s. It shouldn't be bouncing around like that, but yeah. Oh, yeah, and Sean's on it too. Dude, I'm telling you.
You're not telling me anything I don't know because
Well,
like I feel it now from when I was 20 to now. I'm like, I'm not the same person, but also like I'm a lot nicer person. So like I'm not completely opposed to it.
Right.
Because I was not I like where I'm at now, but I think
you're in that butter zone. I used to be, so I look back at Facebook memories and I've deleted everything from like 2009 to 2013. I was just an angry peckerhead.
Oh, yeah.
I was just a piece of shit. And I just, I look back and I just go, delete, 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 delete. You know. Oh yeah, Juggalo, surviving cancer, that will take all the testosterone out of you. Absolutely. But I'll tell you what, Zach, the hard line for me was between the ages of 39 to 41. It's like it wasn't like gradual. It dropped off a cliff. And it's like, I kind of feel bad today. I kind of feel bad today. And for the past 2-3 years, I've been saying that every day. It went from I feel great to I feel bad today.
Do you know if when you do a regular blood panel they test for testosterone?
No, not
special.
That's so what it is most insurance does not cover it, especially mine. So I'll be paying out of pocket.
What are you paying if you don't mind me asking? Like $200?
Well, it depends on where you go. Like I'm gonna get a hold of my buddy's place. It's out of North Carolina, but you can test locally, send them the results, and it's between $140 and $160 through them. There is a clinic, and it's more, I'm going to look more into it. It's $275, but they do more than testosterone. They're always checking your thyroid levels, which is, believe it or not, you know what's been happening to jiu-jitsu practitioners, Zach? Our thyroids are getting screwed up because they're right here. So.
Oh, from chokes?
Yes.
Well, step one, quit being a bitch. Get choked out.
Yeah.
You'll have no more problems.
Yeah.
You got to do the choking, not get the choke.
Well, yeah. I mean, in a perfect world, I mean, I'm looking at like right across from me. I wish I could rotate my camera. I got a bunch of gold medals. I have a Naga sword, but that's all when I had my white belt. My white belt's hanging above it too with 4 stripes on it. It's a different world, man. But anyways, yeah, getting choked. Yeah, we shouldn't, but it happens. And just like Sean says, get good RX. Oh, that's a good idea. Sean gets his for $40. I got to talk to Sean. Lee says,
I was just talking about the test itself, not even the prescription.
Oh, the test. The place I go to, it's like $50.
Oh, okay. Well,
that's not bad. Lay's saying worth every. So he says it makes you feel.
Don't read that. Yeah.
Yeah, that second part. I don't need help. That's the one part I don't need help, but I need help with everything else.
I think that's a motivation mindset thing, but
Yeah,
I don't know.
no, Zach, I'm telling you, it
I
used
don't.
to be.
I don't know, man. Like we probably shouldn't be talking about this on this.
Yeah. Oh, Asha Guam. Okay, yeah, no, Lay, I messed with that a little bit, and yeah. Anyways, so this is I can't. Okay. Anyways, so
Let's move
worlds.
on. We'll
So
just move on.
worlds, you're
Good for you,
super
Lay.
pumped. I'm excited I'm excited to watch as well. Do you know who's gonna be covering the is it gonna be Mod
Scotty's doing
or
commentary.
who is
I don't know
Scott?
who's doing the video. Who?
So who so
Scotty
live
or
RC's live RC then?
sure.
Or is Scotty announcing the actual event?
I don't think Scotty said he was. I think he said he was commentating. Let me pull up my emails. He sent me an email.
Okay. Because if it's Scotty, it's going to be live RC. Well, Mod, I don't know if they could make it back now. Mod Live Media is in France right now. Well, it's over, I think, at this point, but they're covering the Mini Z Worlds, and I
I
know
saw that.
it's so cool. I'm so bummed that Matt didn't ask me to come, but I understand. I've only done one event with the guy. He's got to take his, normal crew.
So
And
go ahead. Sorry.
he took his girlfriend with him, who she helps out a ton. Megan, she is the behind the scenes person for Mod Live Media, 100%. But I bet you they're going to make an extra 3 or 4 day vacation out of it too. So it's
Oh, good for him.
probably live RC.
According to Scotty's email, it's I'll read the title. It says or subject. It says Scotty Ernst liverc.com racer info for IFMAR World.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm assuming it says I will be hosting the live RC live broadcast. So I'm gonna assume it's them.
Yeah. Dave said he thought he needed a new motor, and now it sounds like I need to get testosterone. Every man over 40 needs to get at least checked. Lay, you're fine. Yeah. Juggalo's like back to RC. So the classes at the Worlds are just mod and stock, right? 21.5 and modified.
I don't know if it's 21.5 or 17.5.
Okay. Oh, that's a good question. Jacob's wondering, what did you change to your setup, and are you heating your tires now?
So the whole thing. Let's start with the tire thing. Because that's the most.
It's irritating because it's going to be inconsistent.
I'm not opposed to tire warming. I just wish they could have planned any amount of time ahead to do this. 6 weeks before the event, they announced, "Oh, hey guys, we're going to allow tire warmers now." Okay, great. I love it. What the fuck? We had the whole summer to plan this out.
That is
spring too. We had wasn't a surprise event. We were on doing for funsies.
Yeah.
Oh, we're crowning a world champion. You think you guys could maybe, I don't know, plan ahead?
I'll tell you what. And every single lap is important, but it's only going to matter for the first 2 laps. Whatever you do with the tire warmers, it's only going to matter in the first 2 laps.
3 laps.
3? Gotcha.
And it could matter on tire fade, depending on how the track temp goes. It's going to be pretty cool this next week. It's looking like 70 degrees during the peak times. I don't know. And it's going to get down to 45 at night, but I don't know when that's going to be. So it could really play a big role.
It's going to take a while for that pavement to heat up. And dude, imagine. So let's say you're running around and you're up in that first heat and it's 55 degrees, and that last heat, it's probably going to be 65 degrees. Let's say it's between like 10:30 and like noon. That's going to be
They're gonna
huge in
have to
itself.
rotate heats to keep
Yeah.
it fair. I know I'm gonna suck. Like it's not really gonna matter for me. But
Well,
like
it's going to
those
matter.
guys
Period.
in the A and the B and the C that like
Mhm.
have a potential chance of like resorting stuff, and
Yeah.
even the guys in the D main, I don't know.
Yeah.
If you have a bad seating and you get stuck in with slower guys, and then you get stuck in like the first heat when the track's 55 compared to 70,
Yeah.
that's gonna be huge.
Huge.
Half a second more or more lap. It could be.
Because it's not just, I mean, I don't know what this tar is going to do, but like a good example is AstroTurf. AstroTurf in 80-degree weather can read up to 140 degrees in the groove if the sun's
Same.
beating on it. Yeah.
It's not in the groove. Just the track at Dale, Texas for the Roar Nationals read 140, and we were 110 in the shade.
Right. Right.
So a little bit different, but still hot.
Yeah. All right, let's catch up with the chat real quick, and then we'll get into some notes. And Jordan saying I did an awesome job announcing. I do appreciate that, Jordan. He says thanks for getting his cables to him. They worked great yesterday.
Oh,
So,
awesome.
Lay's saying, do you run slicks or groove tires?
The slicks, they're a handout sweep
Yep.
tire.
How many sets? Jacob's wondering.
You can get up to 20 sets, 12 race sets, and 8 practice sets at 33, 35. I can't remember. So 33 or $35 a set, pre-glued, all ready to go. I got 15 sets. 12
Yeah,
race sets, 3 practice sets.
that's reasonable. You don't need, well, I can't say you don't need, but you don't.
Well, so
need.
how I think it's going to go is my first 6 practices. I hope I get. I don't know how many practices I get, but we're going to say 6 are probably going to be worthless. It's me figuring out, me trying to get the car to go around the track. I got to get the speedo settings right. I have the setups the team driver has given me that work for him.
Yeah, I understand that totally.
Now I got to get them to work for me. It's completely different. So Jacob asked what I changed for setup. I'm doing a low roll center car compared to a high roll center car that I normally run.
Yeah, you don't know yet. Lay's saying, is it on the turf? Why does it heat up? Well, Lay, it is the turf you are running on now. That turf we've tempted at 140 degrees. I think it's the sun beating on the groove because it's black. I think that absorbs the heat so much more than the outside edges of the turf. The groove gets up to 140 degrees. Lay's wondering, is it 15 for the whole series? It's not. How long is this race? It's going to be from Tuesday to Sunday.
It's Tuesday to Saturday, I think, and Sunday's a rain day.
Okay.
I'm
glad they put a rain day in there.
Well, yeah, but I'm looking at the weather and it's looking good. I'm not gonna say that.
You're gonna piss off the RC gods.
Look, the RC guys pissed me off.
They did me yesterday and the last time I ran fifth scale as well. I don't know what I did.
The 5th to the 10th. So the 10th is Sunday.
Yeah.
Well, let's click on the stage to report. Sorry.
Yeah. Lay, the turf is outside. That used to be at a track called Thunder Road, the one you race at. And now you guys have it up in your area. So, should we get into some notes here?
Yeah, it's just Saturday. The 10th is a spare day, they call it.
Gotcha. Thunder Alley closing due to the city repurposing the land. Speaking of California, that just sucks, man. A classic place gone. But what do you do? And they say what every track says, that we're looking at all options. I bet the people that
It's
run
tough.
that place are kind of relieved. I mean, racing in California, imagine how expensive that is to have anywhere in California, that amount of property allocated just for RC racing. That's got to be crazy amounts of money. Um, this initially pissed me off, but I'm glad we didn't bring it up during the last podcast with Clayton, because there's been more clarification since. So Team Associated releases a TC 7.2 clear edition. I'm like, oh my God, what the hell are you guys doing? But then right after our last podcast, the two Team Associated drivers are practicing right now with what could be considered the TC8.
Yeah. I'm
So
gonna go over and look at it.
if they let you,
Well, I mean, yeah, that's true. If they let anybody, I mean, might as well be me. It's
yeah,
be
might
more
as well.
trustworthy guy.
It's not like you're on a podcast or would talk about it or anything like that.
Yeah, but like I don't talk about a lot of stuff that I
I don't
could,
either. I
but
mean, I've been
it'd be nice
holding
to see it myself.
I've been holding some shit under my hat for a little bit now, and it is, I want to spill beans on certain things, but I want people to also trust me.
Yeah, but it's fun to do both. But the short version is you only can do one.
Yeah,
You can be
exactly.
trustworthy or you can be a gossip. You can't be both.
I know. Well, you can be a gossip about like people, but not about new like people are like, hey, company X is coming out with a new gadget. You got to keep your mouth shut.
Well,
Speaking of new, at Masters of Dirt, they were running a prototype TLR two-wheel drive buggy. Nobody got a real good shot of it. Dakota took his podium picture with the 5.0. That was not the car he was racing. Just like the car that Tater won the Worlds with was not a 5.0. The setup he put out there, everybody's like, it doesn't work. It's like, because it's a fake setup for a car that was never ran in the first place. So they've been working on this car for quite a while, a year.
I can't blame them. Oh, I bet it's longer than a year.
Yeah. They've been working on this car for a very long time, and I bet you it will be very good when they release it. So I'm really excited for a new TLR two-wheel. I bet a lot of people are.
If there's parts.
Yes, that's another thing.
But was there a part shortage because they didn't want to have a whole bunch of backstock for this new car?
It was everything. It was everything Losi TLR. It was absolutely everything. It was literally a system glitch. It would make sense if it was just just a 10 scale stuff or just this, just that. But everything, finding shit for my fifth scales this year was next to impossible. My chassis is a damn banana on my fifth scale. No way it had nothing to do with COVID. It had something to do with an automatic ordering system that they thought was sending out purchase orders to have stuff made, and it was sending those purchase orders to nowhere.
When companies tell you that COVID in majority, not in every case, but in majority, when companies tell you that COVID fucked up their anything for more than like 2 months, they're lying to you.
They are 100%. Like my work, we make parts for several hundred companies. We have a very diverse thing we do. During COVID, we were insanely busy. Our lead times went from 8 weeks to 16 weeks, but it never went a year, ever. So, but anyway, speaking of new things, Hobby Wing released a new ESC that I'm pretty excited about.
They released 2 new ESCs.
Yeah, that's true. I should have this up, but I don't. I'm going to see if it's on Live RC. I doubt it. Maybe.
What's that? The
The
Hobby Wing?
new, yeah.
So, from my understanding, the G3R, yeah, I think that's the spec one. Doesn't have reverse polarity protection. Comes with 12 gauge wire and something else.
Yep.
Really interesting. With not having reverse polarity protection. So I've talked to Andy from WMH, and he has taken a look at some electronics in his time to figure out why things work the way they do, and also to take some inspiration to his electronics. And essentially, what Hobbywing is doing is creating what he says Hobbywing is doing. I'm taking his word for it because I don't know anything about electronics.
Right.
Is he says that they are adding a MOSFET in between. So when you plug it in backwards, that MOSFET just
Pops.
essentially takes it. Well, it doesn't pop. It's like a reusable fuse.
Gotcha. Yeah, yeah.
So the capacitor might pop if you have
Right.
the not polarity one.
So Lay's saying a few things, and Jacob, we're going to talk about the new X-ray in a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Lay, you know how else you could easily solve the problem? Make it so that one of your wires cannot reach the other bullet. Because for the longest time, I had it to where, it didn't matter. My wires looked good. They were pretty, all that stuff. But my negative could reach my positive. Well, I've been racing for forever, and I did one backwards. And as I hit the button, I go, "Oh no!" and just, you know. And then ever since then, I just make it's usually the negative wire a crap ton amount shorter, so you can't. If you
And it
make it,
still looks okay.
yeah, but you make it so you cannot reach. Period. So we're talking about new cars. X-ray. Oof.
Dropping all the new cars.
Well, they do it in the fall, and man, they're going with the 5-gear transmission. I
Not
don't
for
know.
all of it though. I think that's an option part.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
having trouble reading what comes standard and what comes optional. And I don't know enough about it to
So
weigh in, but I think that's what I read.
I'll say this. This I hate to say that, and it will probably work on the 25 car, but on October 29th, J Concepts announced their new J Concepts body for the XB424. I'm sure it'll work for the 25 as well.
I doubt it will because the 24 is a lot narrower in the rear than the 25.
Really? Oh no.
You didn't look at the announcement. So what I think.
No, I didn't look hard at because X-Ray, I'll be honest with you. Usually when X-Ray releases something new, it's a slightly updated version. It's like, yeah, it really doesn't matter.
No, I think legitimately they went backwards.
Ugh.
I think they went like almost to the low C.
Really?
2250. It looks esque. I don't know, like, I'm not an off-road racer, so, give me a little leeway here. But it looks close, I think,
Gotcha.
Veloci 2250
Okay.
with X-ray stuff.
Gotcha. Oh, Sean's checking out. Good night, Sean. Have a good night. Lay says the new XB2 looks sick. David's saying switch standard battery configuration. Yeah, Dave, they do so much dumb shit in RC. Like here's another question that's kind of along the same lines. Why do we have a 23, a 24, and a 25 spline servo horn? Why aren't they all the same? It's the most frustrating thing. Yeah, I don't know, man. X-Ray, they released didn't they release their new touring car as well?
They did. Their shocks are very interesting on those. So they the main thing they did,
Let's see if I
they
can
made
get-
a flex point adjustment for the servo mount. So like the motor mount for the touring cars has flex points in it.
Mhm.
And now they added that feature to the servo mount, I think, which I think is a good feature. I haven't tested with it, but in my head it makes sense.
Yep.
They made so their shocks are now like 4 millimeters shorter, so they're like pushing. I don't know how they can make them smaller because now the shock cap is not only shorter,
Yep.
it also incorporates the spring perch on the shock cap. So the shock body is now just for oil. It has nothing to do with the spring perch, the spring, like the ride height adjustment, if you will.
Yes.
Maybe that's not the spring perch, but whatever. Is now incorporated to the shock cap.
Okay.
Which I
I
think
got
is really, really neat. And I think they moved them inboard a little bit more.
I'm pulling it up right now. There we go.
They moved the sway bar lower, below the arm now, which I don't think is a good idea. I think it's great for center of gravity, but I think what it's going to do is get damaged on the track.
Yeah. It just lets you
Just go down. It'll keep going.
go down more. Okay.
Yeah, they got a whole thing. Just keep going.
Yeah. Oh, world
We
champions.
mix the champions and then vice champions and
You the vice champions. Go F yourself with that nonsense. But you know what? If I was good enough to get second in the worlds, I would probably.
I would just say I got second. Oh, they have now an option to do the camber links and caster links instead
like
of
that.
the piece arms.
Yep. That's not bad.
There's some, yeah, well, that's what everyone else does. It's harder to tune because you have a camber and caster setting now. But also, I think it's going to be a little bit stiffer, and you're not going to have the breakage of the standard arms.
Okay.
So they're carbon fiber, trademark, whatever.
So here's the shocks: previous design and new design.
Yeah,
But you're
so
right. There's not much left of that shock.
Yeah, so the shock shaft looks shorter
Mhm.
for one. Look at the space in between the bottom of the shock and the spring perch on the bottom. And then you see the spring perch on the top is now threaded onto the cap.
Yep.
There's no more
I would say at this point that's almost shorter than the than a 12 scale shock. It's wider, but it's almost shorter.
Oh, it's way shorter than a 12 scale shock.
Why is it not scrolling? Oh, there's a.
It just takes a while.
Yeah, I hate that they have E-clips on. I hate E-clips on pistons so much.
I know, but I think it's probably the way to go.
There are some doofuses that over tighten it, and they. Oh, I do like that new shock mounting.
That's a Mugen. That's a Mugen.
Yeah, you're right.
It's straight up Mugen. So X-Ray did like 3 things that are unique and then copied what other companies are doing. This is not unique either, but it's new to them.
Yes.
This is the flex points for the servo mount I was talking about.
Yep.
This is cool.
Yeah, that makes a lot of So and they say freedom of choice. You have the arms or you have the links.
I doubt the links come in the car. I bet it's
No,
just arms.
they say upper links arms included, CFF arms included.
Including caster gauges. Interesting. Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
My bad. My bad. Good for you,
Yeah.
X-Ray.
Yeah. I mean, I'll be honest, X-ray cars and automatic cars are very expensive. I'm glad they're throwing these. You know, they had back with the 2016 X-ray. I know it was forever ago, but that's when they started with those rear steer arms.
Mm-hmm.
It came with both the option of the regular arms and the rear steer arms.
Mm-hmm.
So they have,
This is a bunch of bullshit.
yeah, new
But
bumper. I don't care. 3 millimeters lower.
they made it thinner.
Yeah, I
It's
get it.
this. It's kind of gimmicky. They added the shim deck. I don't know.
Yeah. It's an interesting
This
car.
is cool, but
Yeah.
they didn't have that. That's not new.
Okay. Yeah, dude. I mean, it looks like a solid race vehicle. They're using. Why are they doing a carbon chassis?
Some people like carbon, but the cutout in the motor mount's less deep, so they don't ruin chassis as easily. X-ray chassis always bend at the motor mount
Yeah.
or the
Oh, they
motor
do.
cutouts.
They do have a 7075 T6 coated.
Mm-hmm.
I'm happy they went with 7075 because there's no O temper 7075 for one, and I bet they know what they're doing.
You would not. I don't use anything but 7075 for RC stuff. Like if you're a quality brand, just don't because it's almost trash.
You would be shocked. Almost everybody's except for a guy named Jim Duffy as Pro Am RC. Every fifth scale company uses 6061.
What?
Fifth
Trash.
scale. Fifth
Trash.
scale. Dude,
Ah.
my chassis, like I said, when I say it's a banana, I'm not exaggerating one bit. It's a banana.
I wouldn't use that on a piece this big, let alone a piece this big.
Pound wise, how much does a touring car weigh?
We'll say 2 pounds.
Yeah, my truck weighs 39 pounds. So Lay's wondering, what are your guys' thoughts on center diffs being in the middle of the car compared to the near rear instead? Because of, I don't know, man. There were a couple cars that put that center diff towards the rear, and it never worked out. You want it in the center for sure.
Are you talking about the pulley?
I don't know. This was just a random question, a little bit up.
I don't know. Are you
Lee
talking
said,
like mid-motor cars compared to?
no, I think
a
center
front
diff,
motor?
like, I think he's just talking in general. Lee
I
said
don't
a
know.
buddy told him the new X-Ray comes with all the aftermarket parts included. Well, with touring car, they are.
I bet they're like $800.
Yeah, but you know, if everything's included, that's not a
Everything's
bad
not
price.
included because you don't have sway bars, you don't have springs.
That's true. True.
The new aluminum 25 kit is $729.
Okay, so we got the sway bar, inner shock mounting. Okay, we got the whole setup right here for the sway bar. Man,
Right,
that
it's
is
on the bottom of the arm now.
that's interesting, but I think you're right. I think the 26 are going to probably go back to the top.
I think you're gonna have some broken sway bars
Oh yeah, absolutely.
or bent.
Cam saying even the new buggy from X-Ray has a lot more included of what you'd want to upgrade. You know, and if it costs more, it's totally worth it. I mean, it's worth if it comes with what you need. I wouldn't mind because it's like I bought a B7 last year for I don't know how much ever I paid for it. But then I put that amount of money that I put into that I bought the kit for in aftermarket parts.
Hmm.
We've talked about it a million times.
Yeah, I mean, I think, realistically, I think if they made a $600 buggy kit and you came with everything, that'd be good.
Oh, you would get the peckerheads on their
Oh,
Facebook page. You always get the peckerheads. Well, I guess I'm not buying this ever again. Oh, shut up. Just shut up. You know what I mean?
yeah, but I don't know what upgrades are actually necessary. This is the end of the This is just all the
Okay.
bullshit they have.
Yep, I got you. That's all in the eye of the beholder. It really is.
Yeah.
I
Well, some of this
mean,
stuff is useful. Like in on road, the cars come with almost all of the parts that you want now. That the X-ray car doesn't come with extra sway bars, and it
yep,
doesn't come with any springs. The automatics comes with all the sway bars. Um, it doesn't need springs.
yep.
But you do need a couple more. Well, you don't need. It's nice to have a couple option parts with the automatics that are currently not included.
Hey, Justin Dawkins checking in. Justin, he's owner of Southern Minnesota RC Raceway. We talked about your turkey shootout earlier today, or earlier in the episode. Cam is saying it's the same price as a buggy last year. He said, I wasn't going to get the new car this year, but did since it was the same price and the improvements. Why not? New cars are always fun, Cam, period. I should say new cars are always fun and they can keep being fun or they can be a massive letdown.
Mm-hmm.
Austin checking in. Hey, Austin. Yeah, Austin went oval racing with us yesterday. What else? So we talked about the TLR. Oh my God. Before we get into the roar, I'm still in new products. I got
Yeah.
I got a couple. HB decided to release a new car. You know what it is?
I listened to the No Name RC podcast.
Yes, it's their old car. It's like what are you doing? I just can't. I can't with this company. The only reason I brought it up is because of how ridiculous it is. It's the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. You're going to release the old car as new and slightly change the name. Oh, that's all I'm going to say because I don't want to get a cease and desist. Raw Speed is in the process of designing a fifth-scale buggy body that doesn't suck. Now, Zach, I'm not sure if you're aware of how fucking stupid most fifth-scale bodies look.
I
But
thought the mod one was good.
No, buggy bodies.
Oh, what do you run? What do you run?
I run a truck. We are
Okay,
getting
truck.
buggies next year. We are getting buggies next year for sure. But God, I'm gonna try to find a quick way to do this because it's getting late. I mean, well, you don't have a well.
I've got a pretty hard out. You have about half an hour. I gotta get.
Okay, so
So you do the fifth scale thing. I'm gonna be right back.
okay, so I'm gonna pull up the podium picture from the last. Oh, dude, where is it? From the last Southern race, and this buggy body is absolutely terrible. It's the worst thing ever. Come on. It's not pulling up. I'll find it. I will find it. Here's a good picture right here. Come on, pull that up. Make it full screen and then share screen. Because Tony Swenson had a buggy and it looks so. The buggy, don't get me wrong, the buggy works well, but it looks so stupid. But raw speed, look on the left right there. It's just ugly. It's the worst thing ever. So anyways, I'm going to stop with this. I'm happy Ross Speed's at least putting it in their CAD designer. Yeah, it'll be cool. Let's see. Lay says, I just don't agree with putting out a buggy like every 6 months. Well, Lay, you don't have to buy them. And I've been doing this long enough to where they're making baby steps with these cars. You can drive like a B6.4 and you can be good for probably 2 more years before you need to upgrade to the latest greatest. Yeah, Cam's saying, hey, can we make he's talking, how can we make some money and not spend any money on anything on development? Yeah. Austin said, Austin, we've been talking about the 25 and they made a ton of changes. We've done the world. All right, we're waiting for Zach to get back. We're going to talk about the Nationals. You know, Lay, every 2 years you should be replacing your buggy anyway. Things get worn out. And do you want to be chasing worn out parts? You know, a lot of guys take it, put their stock tie rods back on and put the titanium tie rods on the new car, and they put the titanium screw kit on the new car, and they sell their old car for $150, and it's good. Personally, I just take my old cars, I strip what I need out of them, and I literally throw them away. That sounds messed up, or I give them to a kid. But yeah. So Zach, we got to talk about 2 more things. We got to talk about Awesomatics not selling their steel chassis to anybody.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So on the Dinosaur, we call RC Tech.
Yep.
The proprietor of Awesomatics USA, Hefty Jesus, said he. Let me just pull this up here.
Yeah.
So I don't
RC
misquote
Tech,
him.
you have to like warm it up for 5 minutes before it works.
Oh, it's not that bad. It's not like laid before testosterone.
It's so old.
It is, but it still works. Let's see. I'm trying to find it. You have to give me a second here. There's a lot of messages in here.
Well, yeah. Well, it's probably a lot of messages of anger because people want that steel chassis.
Yeah, pretty much. Okay. Nope, that's not the one. Here it is. Okay. He says, I think a lot of people wish they could get their hands on this, on staying the steel chassis. Only a small percentage of Awesomatics drivers have even touched this chassis, yet alone have one in their cars. Thankfully, the RAF, which is the aluminum chassis, with the weights in it, is very similar in performance profile. Hopefully, after the IFMAR Worlds, more info will be made publicly.
Yeah. That's just lame, though. I mean, they should have. I mean, cut 200 plates.
I think they're not doing it so that no other manufacturers can have the design of it until after Worlds.
Sure.
So that tells me that they think that the steel chassis has such an advantage over the aluminum one, we're not going to make it available until after Worlds.
Sure. That makes it sucks so. Sucks for regular guys going to Worlds as well.
I would have bought one.
Yeah. Yeah. Last thing we got Roar announced the 2025 Nationals.
Right.
I'm excited about this. Well, we got a couple more things because I got to shout out the Minnesota guys that went to trackside. It's like the 10 billionth annual team associated race at trackside. That race has been going on for forever. But anyways, Nationals. Obviously, you're excited for the Hoosier Hobbyplex. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know. I even look at the dates on that one
14th to the 18th of May.
of May. I won't be able to make that. I guarantee I got a race here.
So I kind of wish some dates were switched around, but with how Hoosier couldn't do with how the Nationals worked out this year and their vintage race, which they supposedly have a lot of like pro vintage guys coming, is like March 20th to March 23rd when the ENATs are going to be.
Gotcha.
And so they opted for the 14th to 18th, and that's when it was accepted by Roar, that timetable.
Right.
So Roar doesn't set this, I mean, a little bit, but not like the track has, I think what happens when they submit their bid is they have two sets of dates they send in, and then if none of those work, then they'll talk with Roar to see if they can work out a third set of dates before moving the facility or the race to another facility. So, yeah.
Well, and again, so there's the one down in Muscatine in August. That's one I'm planning on going to, but it's carpet off road in August. That would be a super rad, like November Nats. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know what they have going on in November, but that would make sense to me.
Yeah, but that's the Nats I'm excited for. There's finally a Nationals. It's been years. The Hobbyplex was the last one that had a Nationals like local to me, and I did not have any. It was the E Nationals, and I didn't have any like A scale E buggies or truggies or anything. But so first Nationals is going to be the 10 scale on road Nationals at 360 RC Raceway, March 6th through 9th. A scale off road ENATs at A Main, March 20th through 23rd. 110 scale off road Nationals at the Hoosier Hobbyplex, May 14th through the 18th. A scale fuel Nationals at Thornhill, June 18th through the 22nd. 10 scale carpet off road Roar Nationals at Island Speedway, August 16th through the 17th. That seems short, doesn't it?
Which one?
And your 10 scale on road nationals, it says SenCal October 24th through the 27th.
6th. But I think those dates are wrong.
It says October 24th through the 27th. For the
Actually, the 26th.
Oh, I'm looking at Live RC. It could be wrong.
I'm looking at Roar's website.
Gotcha.
October 27th is Monday. It's the 26th. 24th to the 26th.
Probably just a typo. That happens. So yeah, I'm super pumped. I mean, they're like Clayton said, they're all tracks we would like to go to, which is really cool.
So the rate. So go ahead.
Well, Asa goes, are they going to start at 5 a.m. if it's that short? Yeah, I'm not sure, man.
Well, practicing is, different than racing. So racing starts on, we'll say that Friday.
Well, that says Saturday, Sunday only. There should
which
be
event?
The one at Island, August 16 and 17.
That's 14th to the 17th.
Okay, see, I'm looking at Live RC and it's different.
So if we go to the Roar Facebook page, which is Roar Racing.
Gotcha. Yeah.
It is the I don't think that's right either. Oh, I'm in the wrong. I'm in the wrong month. It's August. I'm in April.
Yeah,
Sorry, 14th to the 17th is Thursday to Sunday.
that makes way more sense. Okay, I'm cool with that. But anyways, last thing I got, congrats to all the guys that raced at trackside in Milwaukee this weekend for their annual team associated race. It's always a big one. Congrats to Ben Humphrey for TQing and winning short course. Yeah, Ben was up there for a while, and Wheeler. Ben took 6 in Wheeler, dude. Out of that group of guys,
I haven't
Tyler
even looked at the
Obart took
results.
10th. Huh?
I haven't even looked at the results.
I'm looking now. Tyler Obart took 10th. He's another local guy. James Dolan took 12th. He's another local guy. The Nate Sutherland won it though, followed by
Dude,
Ethan Hoskins, Kyle Korick, and Doug Levivri. I can't do it. I know how to
Leverrier.
say. I can't say it right ever.
It's interesting.
You know,
Dakota didn't go to this one.
yeah, no, he just got done with last week. It was Masters of Dirt. I wonder if he just took the week off.
Maybe.
But
Yeah,
I mean,
Brock's been between Brock and Nate Sutherland,
yeah,
like 2 and 4-wheel drive buggy, stock and mod.
yep,
Like, he pretty much just bet on the win.
yeah. I mean, sorry. Nate Sutherland made the A main for four-wheel mod, but he ended up 9th overall, which is still really good.
I mean, dude, it's so hard to run mod wheeler.
Oh, mod anything. Mod anything. Anything more than a 13.5 is such a handful.
And it's hard to do it at the pace. Like, to get around the track and not be in the way, completely different than to be, like, on pace.
Right.
Like, to make the A main.
Yeah. That is a tough one. And, one mistake can bring you from 1st to 7th place easily.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Ben's saying he got 3rd in A3 and lost a tiebreaker to Mason for 5th. Dude, that's awesome. That is so freaking good, Ben. I mean, all of our guys are doing great. I wonder if Ben, if you're still on, did Holmberg make this one? I'm not sure if he did or not. Sorry. I'm yawning too. Dude, it's been a day. Like I said, it was a big open mat, so you do a bunch of rounds with people and then you go and do a little bit of face punching, and I don't think Holmberg made this one. Yeah, but for Doug L, Matt Olson just calls him Dougie Fresh, and that just works well. Oh, Holmberg was at Dollar Saturday. That's awesome. Well, congrats, guys. It was awesome. I'm glad it looked like you had a lot of fun. I'm glad you did well. It's going to keep building off that and whatever. So, Zach, I'm going to let you go because I am exhausted and you're exhausted and you have a plane to catch in the morning and get to the Worlds. So I'm
Yeah, I'm
excited.
done.
Yeah. I'm excited to watch you on Live RC. And, I'm also excited for the next episode, not only to hear your experience, but also to break down that new Charger once I actually have it in my hands. So,
Yeah, so I will have some recap stuff on my personal Facebook page that
yep.
will probably also make it to the DRC Facebook page. And then we'll have some official DRC for Worlds recap for my for how I did and the event in general when I get back as well. And then Joe and I will do a podcast and we'll do an official recap, I guess.
Right. Right. He goes, oh, about the Charger. You might want to get one if I like mine enough. Oh, yeah, man. I'll let you mess with it next time at the track. All right, Zach. Thanks for coming on for a last minute podcast. I'm Joe Zer Jr., and with me is my co-host Zach Donathan, and we have ran out of talent. Have a good night, guys.